The president of Iran, Bushehr, dropped by Moscow to meet with Putin after Russia's president's extensive Middle Eastern tour. I can tell you what they're talking about: getting rid of the US dollar. This is particularly relevant given that Iran is warming up to the BRICS alliance and that they're planning to expand shortly, with Iran playing a pivotal role in that expansion in 2024. Additionally, it is worth noting that during his Middle Eastern journey, Putin visited Saudi Arabia and the UAE last week. Ever since 2022, he hasn't set foot in the area again. They went into depth about the increasing relationship between Russia and the leaders in that area. So you can probably guess what was on the agenda. I bet you guessed right. Cash will be exposed as part of BRICS' broader plan. Until we get into the specifics, could you just do us a favor? We have an intriguing video coming up today. Please like and subscribe to POLİTHİNK Sense. Now let's get down to brass tacks. Consequently, the BRICS group's expansion over the last year has been the talk of the town. The goal of the economic alliance, as you may know, is to facilitate action. Russia has played a significant role in that booming economy. They have been a driving force. So, President Ebrahim Raisi of Iran just returned from a major regional tour last week, and he is now in Moscow with President Putin. Can you tell me what's scheduled? Divestment from the US currency is being discussed. All of this is a part of Russia's strategy to increase collaboration among the bloc members, and you won't believe what. Russia is planning to prioritize BRICS in the year 2024. It seems as if they are preparing for a major affair, thanks to the US currency and the worldwide flight from it after Russia's sanctions. It's quite unlikely that these stocks occurred. One consistent theme among the BRICS gang's activities is the use of cryptocurrency. It was as if joining that group meant taking a step toward reducing the use of dollars in international commerce. Look at this. The UAE and Saudi Arabia have a strong relationship with the US, but they are also becoming friendly with Russia and Iran. They are both willing and able to participate in the dollarization movement. It appears that Putin is focusing on the Middle East, particularly with all the ongoing issues there. Perhaps he is attempting to set the stage for significant changes on the global stage. Exciting times indeed. The BRICS gang has been making some bold moves, aiming to expand and reduce the influence of the dollar. This has been a major part of Russia's global strategy. Now, with Iran joining the club, it is like a bold statement that they are committed to reducing the dollar's power in global trade. It's not just Iran either. Now that Russia is feeling the effects of these sanctions, other countries are following suit. In a private conversation with Iranian media, it seems like everyone is in favor of shaking things up a little. The Iranian ambassador to Russia, Kazim Jalali, discussed a wide range of topics, illuminating the constructive trajectory that the two nations are on. Thanks to the progress they've achieved in economic relationships, Jalali is optimistic that things will take a big leap forward in the next years. He thinks that all the hard work and progress so far has cleared the path for a significant improvement in economic and diplomatic ties. All the hard work and preparation over the last several years, according to Jalali, has paid off, and now everyone is looking forward to more good times ahead. Plus, he discusses the worldwide trend of nations eschewing terms, such as globalization. He claims that the Islamic Revolution was a major factor in this upheaval and a change in the world's trajectory. A new narrative against the West's continuing despotism is shown by Jalali's argument that more than 25 nations are now under sanctions internationally. Recognizing that 60% of trade transactions occur in Iran and Russia, he admitted that the US is using the dollar for its own benefit worldwide, leading to inflation in other nations. Their native currencies are now being used. Worldwide, Jalali observes a trend toward dollarization, particularly in BRIC-related discourse. Iran will play a key part in dollarization if they join BRICS, he said, despite the horrible sanctions. In Zhao's view, Iran's resiliency is transforming threats into possibilities that might provide advantages. Worldwide monetary and financial systems, well, the world economy is now undergoing a period of transition. Russia announced the change from a top-down globalization atmosphere to a more balanced multipolar framework at the 14th VTB Investment Forum. Significant changes and difficulties are being faced by governments and areas throughout the globe. Aside from the hope that many domestic problems would be resolved in the next year, Russia seems to have genuine prospects for extensive international economic cooperation. Leaders from both Iran and Russia met in Moscow to discuss how to wean the world economy off of the U.S. currency. The sanctions imposed on Russia caused the BRICS gang to increase their use of local currencies, so reducing the prominence of the dollar in international commerce. Iran is poised to play a pivotal role in this, given its lofty ambitions and formidable capabilities. Let's cut the dollar's power plan, and it's not just about BRICS. Dubai and Riyadh, two countries that typically align themselves with America, are now developing a close relationship with Russia. This newfound camaraderie suggests a little shift in the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East, shifting the emphasis away from the United States. Putin seems to be plotting something larger by forming alliances and moving away from the dollar, and he appears to be staring at the Middle East with all its present problems. Major changes in the international landscape are being put in motion by Russia and its BRICS allies. Get ready for some thrilling days ahead, so be sure to check this out. The possibility of Iran's accession to the Eurasian Economic Union has been much discussed among experts in recent years. When Putin met with Iran's leader, Raisi, in Moscow on December 7th, he revealed the details of a potential free trade agreement between the European Union and Iran. Apparently, Moscow and Tehran are keeping things moving forward at a steady pace. It was brought up by Putin that their commerce increased by 20% last year, reaching over $5 billion. Experts agree that Russia's capital is making significant efforts to strengthen its ties to the Middle East. Russia and its allies are gaining influence in nations that have traditionally aligned with the United States, making these shifts significant. This entire global monetary system, which has always revolved on the dollar, could be set to undergo a dramatic shift. When thinking about the future of global banking and commerce, one can ask, what now? Meeting between Russia and Iran and the brickwork crew's growing power is like a cooperative effort to challenge the US dollar IR on the global arena. We may soon be seeing a world where many currencies are in charge. They may be able to alter the economic power structure significantly if they succeed. Nobody knows what the global outcome will be just yet. But one thing is certain: the US dollar's reign as undisputed king may be coming to an end. We live in fascinating times, don't you think? What the hey? Guess what? It has been since 2019 that Chinese President Xi Jinping last met in person with an opulent EU delegation in Beijing. Xi covered a lot of ground, and it became quite obvious that China is fully committed to becoming an economic ally of the European Union. They're considering forming a joint venture in the field of research and technology, particularly in the exciting field of AI. According to her, the fact that China and the EU have distinct political systems is no reason for the EU to see China positively. Opposite this, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen floated the idea that China may exert influence on Moscow to remove Russian forces from Ukraine. There you have it, everyone. Due to the cordial relationship between Iran and Russia, the US dollar is now favoring Russia in trade. Plus, other Gulf states who have been wary of the US currency are finding this very appealing. The next several weeks should be intriguing to watch. Make sure you don't miss out on any of the upcoming geopolitical and economic alliances in the Middle East and throughout the world. Stay tuned for our next appearance.